All right, y'all, I'm going to try this out because I've been on two separate Zooms today, and one Zoom I could hear everyone, but no one could hear me, and another one, no one could hear me, and I couldn't hear them. So I don't know what the hell is going on. And when I project out, when I stream here, it's not through Zoom, but it's through this new YouTube app. I can hear myself fine. So I think it's kind of odd, but I'll see if anybody, I'll see if anybody's up and wants to come on. But I just think it's very, very weird. Um, you know what? While I'm on, why not? I'll do another advertisement. I'll analyze another advertisement. Now, earlier today, I did Christine Pellegrino. Well, this one is her opponent, and uh, Mike LaPetri, and he's running as the Republican opponent of Christine Pellegrino. And if you guys know me at all, I think this whole thing is kind of a dog and pony show. The elections, and they just play off of one another. Um, but especially when I was in college, I was fascinated by how politicians used, especially the print media, uh, uh, political ads, and the different graphics they used, and the way they worded things, and that kind of stuff. Um, so, you know what? I criticized Christine a little bit. I think this whole thing about a Democrat taking money out of politics is kind of comical. Um, but here's Mike LaPetri's um, ad, much smaller, probably cheaper. This is something that drives me nuts. Like, get not the best picture of your opponent and put it in like bright red. And I'll read it. I'll read it for a second. Christine Pellegrino's got a record, raising our taxes and not paying her own. Um, Pellegrino tax hikes for us, which I haven't checked yet. $226 billion in higher taxes. I think that's kind of high for even for, yeah, I mean, for New York State. I bet you he's highballing that a lot. For government run healthcare. Now is he talking about? He's got to be talking about national. Um, so and $11.8 billion in taxes approved over the last year. So that would have to be the New York State. And again, um, so he's basing the figures on the healthcare figures on a March 2nd, 2017 report for the Foundation for Research on Equal Opportunity, which, sounds dubious at best. And New York State budgets and legislative records for the approved taxes. Now, it doesn't say that it's New York State, but she's a New York State Assemblywoman. It would have to be that, and they're taking it off the New York State budget. Um, now, Pellegrino didn't pay her own taxes. 186,000 in federal tax liens, 300,000 in state tax liens, and bankruptcy and foreclosures for unpaid bills. And these, every single one of these, um, was based solely off of one source, and that was a story that Newsday did. I don't know the name of the reporter. I just checked the story uh, on June 10th of 2017, and I read the story. And basically, a lot of this, she filed for bankruptcy back in 1993, and a lot of these taxes and tax liens and all of this were due to a divorce, and it was being worked out. Um, at the end of the ad, it said, "Just say no to a tax cheater, Christine Pellegrino." Uh, the the allegation, you know, was made, wasn't even used in the last election, but it was answered. Pellegrino's spokesperson at the time, or campaign manager, said that she's working through it. That she has made um, arrangements with New York State to work it out, and is also part of settlement agreement through her divorce. So um, now on the other side, of course, Mike LaPetri is in blue. Um, Freeze property taxes, or tax relief that Long Islanders deserve. Freeze property taxes for seniors 25 and up. Make a permanent 2% property tax cap. Um, Limit Albany's ability to impose or extend state taxes, and create a permanent moratorium on unfunded state mandates. Um, State mandate, I would have to know what, you know, what state mandates, if he's talking about specific ones, how many are unfunded, and could Republicans who happen to not like certain state mandates just decide to not fund those, and then, and then they just wouldn't, they wouldn't be enacted. So my point in bringing this whole thing up is you're bringing up a Newsday story and not matching up the facts with the story itself. And I wish I could screen share, but I can't at the moment. Let's see. What is this? Oh, okay. I guess that's volume level. Yeah, I don't think. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is much less intricate than Zoom or Hangouts. But I actually, if you heard my last live stream, I'm critical of Christine. I think a lot of what she's saying is just typical uh, Democratic establishment politics. But what this guy is doing is a hit job, and it's not founded. So I sent out a tweet to Newsday and attached it with Christine, and I sent her a PM asking her if she was aware of the ad. I did some just base research, and those allegations that she's a tax cheater are unfounded. So I got to give credit where credit's due. Now, I have other issues with things that Christine is talking about, and you can check out my video on her ad. But thanks, guys, for adding mail volume and giving our guys. I work for the post office, giving our guys extra work to do. But a lot of this stuff isn't worth the paper it's printed on. So, I will say I'm Christine Pellegrino's webpage is a hell of a lot more comprehensive than I thought it was, and I'm going to be checking out. It shows that bills that she has sponsored, co-sponsored, and introduced on the floor herself. I'm going to take a look at some of that. But again, a lot of what the state assembly is doing, the governor pretty much quashes most of it. But I mean, I guess you're laying a foundation for what can be presented in the future. I don't know, but that's all I got for now. In all honesty, I'm checking my audio because I'm having audio problems all of a sudden again. So I'm going to, yeah. And again, I went on 2 Zooms. I just finished one. The first Zoom I went on, I could hear everybody, I could chat, I could do all of that, but my camera was not registering at all. The second one, my audio wasn't working, and my speakers weren't working. So I'm like, I mean, it's got to be the system or the Zoom. It's not my equipment, because there are different problems for different things. So if I got any computer guys out there, want to make any comments or whatever, let me know. But it's just weird, and a lot of people are complaining about computer problems right now. So kind of talking to an empty box, because I have nobody on here whatsoever. But anybody watches it, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to everybody later. Independent Outsider out.